long and was able to get a piece of it, but
still
1-2. Heads up to the Wauseon dugout now.
Yeah, the Wauseon players over there, they all ducked like there was a grenade there.
They get a jump.
So here comes the 1-2. Atkinson, breaking ball. Put in play there by Russell. A tough play for Atkinson. Got a glove on it. Throw over. And he's safe at first base. A great play there by Atkinson to be able to get the glove on it. He turned and made a good throw to first base. Excuse me. The bang-bang play. He was ruled safe. And that'll put runners at first and second now with Xavier Martinez, the number 9 hitter, coming up to bat for the Indians.
Yeah, the Wauseon first base coach, in his attempt to call that a safe play at first,
first and second,
probably showed his vertical leap there. He's lucky he didn't pull a hamstring.
Xavier Martinez, unless
So I would not be surprised to see a bunt here if you're Martinez. That's exactly what he's squaring up to do. Now he pulls it back. He'll swing at the first pitch, misses it for strike 1.
Make the team make plays.
This is a character building type game here, Zeb. If you're both of these squads, both teams trying to find a way to get a run across. Martinez will stand in. 0-1 the count from Atkinson. Base runners at second and first base for the Indians. Here in the top of the 9th, Atkinson breaking ball, missed it outside. 1-1 the count. Snyder the runner at second. Russell the runner at first. What has been a fantastic baseball game here from Liberty Center tonight.
A little bit of a breeze still blowing out. Fans hanging in here in the 9th inning.
1-1 the count.
Now the question is,
second pitch.
Big lead there by
2-1 the count.
Schneider there at second base. Atkinson's got his back to him. Atkinson's got to be very, very aware of Schneider back there. And, knowing that we're dealing with our left-handed pitcher.
That would be.
There's Schneider has green light.
Breaking ball called strike 2. We'll take the count to 2-2. Landon Cruz has played more towards the middle of the infield, I think, over the last couple of innings than we've seen in the first. I mean, he's still pretty far over there, closer to the bag at second base.
Well, actually, I think. Well, I mean, obviously he's got a runner on here now, but I think most of the night he's favored the second base side of that position as opposed to
runners can't be on the
first, towards first. He, maybe he feels very, very confident that he can move the glove side a whole lot easier than he can move away from his glove.
Well, he's had a couple ground balls right to him, so he's played, his positioning. You can't really argue with it, what's happened, but just notice that. Atkinson, 3-2 pitch, curveball, fouled straight back by Martinez to keep him alive.
Staying alive in there.
Full count.
This is crunch time for both squads here. Martinez, the 9 hitter for the Indians. Olstetter due up. Is 1 for 4 tonight.
Not sure who Wauseon would send out to the bottom of the 9th.
You have to think that Wauseon's going to probably send out a new pitcher. Curveball left it hanging, hit to center field. Talent makes the catch out there, and both runners are going to have to hold, and that'll be the second out of the inning here in the 9th.
That ball was hit well, but
and again, another pretty sharp ball hit to center field, but Aiden Talent with his quickness and ability to read those balls off the bat, able to make that play, and now we'll bring up the top of the order, Jack Alstetter for his 5th at-bat of the ball game. 2 outs here at the top of the 9th. Snyder, the runner at second, and Russell, the runner at first.
Yeah, I think Talent's probably been about the busiest fielder at the Tigers tonight in terms of balls being hit in his direction. But, we're looking at Alstetter up here. And Alstetter's been walked, and he made contact to center field his second time up, and then struck out his third time up. So here we are, fourth time to the plate tonight for Alstetter. The Tigers are going to have to be very, very, very sharp on the defensive bag.
There's the pitch. Good curveball. I think it was actually fouled back. A good play there, good pitch. 1-1 goes the count.
We've had traffic on the bases all day, but nobody's been able to cross.
Runners at first and second, still for the Indians. 2 outs, top of the 9th. Atkinson sets for the 1-1 pitch. He gets the sign. He'll come set.
1-1 pitch.
Curveball right off the end of the bat. Atkinson turns, throws, and he got him. Atkinson that time. Very, very similar play to the one we saw earlier in the inning. That time made the same play. Great footwork. Got it, turned, and made a strong throw to Kreinbrink. But how about the stretch there from Caden Kreinbrink to get the third out of the inning? And we're going to the bottom of the ninth.
Yeah, definitely. Kreinbrink made a great stretch.
0-0.
The Wauseon first base coach wanted a call that Kreinbrink had lifted his foot off, was very animated about it. The umpire said no, he stayed planted, and it was an out.
That was a great stretch there from Kreinbrink. There's a lot of things that got to go right on that play. And they all went right for the Tigers there. And look who is coming out to throw the ninth. It is none other than Mikhail Schneider, and he will have the pitch count, though, as he's over 100. So you're going to have to keep an eye on that. He will probably get subbed out here at some point in time if he doesn't have a quick inning. But
here as we go to the ninth inning, Mikhail Schneider.
Cole's pulling the pitch count out for us. I bet it's got to be
close.
112, 113.
105 right now.
105 they just said.
Anywhere close to official.
It's got to be close to that.
We'll keep an eye on that. Stay tuned. We've got our defensive player of the game.
So we'll see if the Tigers can make him work.
So I picked on the Wauseon first base
Center coming up, Dave. Where are they?
So I'll give you the story back story on why. So June of 2025. So his son's married my daughter, right? So I'll pick on Julian a little bit. He's gotten very animated over there with a couple of calls. He's got a bad back, and I think maybe a bad knee. He's got to be careful. He's really good.
That's awesome. Gotta love those little stories.
I'll tell him to listen to this later, and he can shoot me a nasty text.
Yeah, you'll get the glare, I'm sure. So Schneider comes out for his ninth inning of work, and he will face 6, 7, 8 in Zach Weaver, Landon Smith, and Will Fitzenreiter. Here is the first pitch of the bottom of the ninth. Weaver taking all the way, missed it outside for ball one. Weaver's hit the ball hard a couple of times here tonight, Zeb. We saw him just a couple of feet short of that home run. See if you can get a hold of another one here. That one takes outside, missed it off the plate, 2-0 the count.
The real thing, you can look around the stands here. The fans are starting to get tired. Probably starting to think about, got to go home and get some dinner, and kids got to go home and get homework done, and people, got to get prepared for work tomorrow. The fans look like they're getting a little weary.
3-0 the count to senior Zach Weaver. Here's the pitch from Schneider. Fastball, Weaver taking all the way. Strike one call. Base runner is very crucial here for the Tigers if they can get Weaver across. Or on board, excuse me. Fastball called. Strike two on the inside corner. Weaver doesn't like the call.
Okay, so Schneider's at 113.
Is that game changer official?
Yes. That's Cole Bauman official.
Yeah.
3-2 pitch.
Here's the 3-2. Got Weaver on the strikeout. A swing and a miss, and that is how the first out of the inning was recorded here in the bottom of the ninth.
That tells us Schneider still has something in that arm.
And Schneider still dealing it here in the ninth. One out. Landon Smith, the batter for the Tigers.
Gets a really good hitter and come back and strike him out. That's impressive.
Here's the pitch from Schneider. Inside fastball off the plate. Smith turns for ball one.
Not only was that inside off the plate, but that pitch traveled through the batter's box. And
down low of that one.
Second pitch of the at-bat, down and away. 2-0 the count to Smith.
With Will Fitzenreiter on deck.
Smith has grounded out to the shortstop, walked and struck out. 3-0 goes the count. So back-to-back 3-0 counts here for Schneider.
Okay, Phil, I'm going to tell you, I think Schneider just hit the wall.
8.5 innings.
We'll see. He's gone 8.5 strong. There's a strike called. 3-1 goes the count.
He's getting tired. Yeah, he's getting tired. Schneider kind of stumbling a little bit there. Had to, chase after that ball.
On that 125 mark, which is the limit.
3-1 the count now to Smith. Here's the pitch from Schneider. Missed it low and inside, and Landon Smith will draw another one-out walk, and that is his second draw to walk here to the ball game.
Put him at about 116.
Okay, he's at 119.
So 119 pitches right now for Schneider. So he's going to get maybe one more at bat here.
You can finish the batter.
The batter, okay.
So we'll see what the Tigers are going to do. I would not be surprised if they pinch run here. Pinch run Braden Vickers, it looks like, is going to pinch run for Landon Smith over at first base. And Will Fitzenreiter will step to the plate for the Tigers.
Junior
Braden Vickers.
Braden Vickers coming out here had to go get his
The oven mitt.
the oven mitt, his sliding mitt.
Spot here.
Is that team issued or
Nobody.
do you have to have one?
I'll tell you what, it can't be team issue because Craig Crybrink is like North Carolina blue with his.
Oh man.
Obviously,
Keith Atkinson.
I don't think our athletic director would buy anything that color.
So Fitzenreiter now will stand in with one out here in the bottom of the ninth. Base runner at first base is Vickers. Here's the pitch. Low for ball one. So McHale has thrown a fantastic ball game here.
Oh, he's done a tremendous job.
Yeah, it is.
Put the bat on the ball pretty well today.
Here's the pitch. That one misses low and away. 2-0 goes the count.
Starting to fall behind hitters here.
So something we really haven't seen from Snyder much, him falling behind, and I think we might get the pitching change here. But if it is his last pitch, this young man has thrown a gem of a baseball game. 8 1/3 innings. He's at 122 pitches right now.
Yeah, you think of the old black and white picture. Probably 60 years ago, Sandy Koufax with the rubber sleeve on his arm and it's dunked in the ice bath. I think somebody better find Schneider a rubber sleeve for his arm in the ice bath after this time. He's done a tremendous job for the Indians.
And I think coach just came out and said, hey, settle down. We're going to let you finish the batter. See what you can do. Let's see if we can get a second out here. Big time pitch, 2-0. Here's the pickoff throw over to first base to Vickers. He slides back in safely.
That doesn't count as his pitch total.
Fitzenreiter still awaiting the 2-0. Good hitters count for the Tigers.
2-0 pitch.
Fitzenreiter awaits the pitch.
Right there for a strike.
Fastball right down the middle for strike one. 2-1 goes the count. One out here in the bottom of the ninth. Braden Vickers, the runner at first base for the Tigers.
Left fielder not very deep. Swing and a miss. Fitzenreiter can't catch up with that.
2-2 now the count to Fitzenreiter up to the swing and miss.
Another example, Schneider coming back from a 2-0 count.
Snyder once again fell behind a hitter, Zeb, but was able to battle back now. The count is even 2-2. Here's the pitch. Fitzenreiter, swing and a miss. And a strikeout for Schneider.
There has to be the substitution.
Yeah,
124.
Yeah, I think this is going to be his last. That's going to be his last batter. A great outing for Mikhail Schneider. He goes 8 2/3 innings and only allows 3 hits, something along those lines. But a great outing for Mr. Schneider there, who's going to get a nice round of applause, in which he so deserves. So great outing for him. And it looks like they're going to send in number 12, Cooper Balzer, for the Indians, who's going to come over from second base. And it looks like Schneider will go play second base there.
Go out to second base, it looks like.
Maybe they'll move Schneider over to second base. So pitching change coming up here. Once again, here in the bottom of the ninth inning, pitching change coming up as it looks like Heath Atkinson will step to the plate for the Tigers with 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth.
In all seasons. A new pitcher taking over for Wauseon with 2 outs and that runner.
So let's see what the Tigers can do here as they have the 9-hitter coming up. It'll be Heath Atkinson and then Aiden Talent to follow if Atkinson's able to reach. Here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Let's check out to see who would be coming up for the Indians. And I believe it'll be Albright, Thomas, and Clymer, 2, 3, 4. Yep, so a tough part of the order coming up for the Indians in the top half of the 10th, if we get to it. Once again, your score from behind the diamond, which ended a while ago, Wauseon takes down the Tigers 6-5 at the softball ranks. Tigers made a run at it in the 7th, but were unable to make the comeback.
Come on to pitch.
So we'll see what happens here as Atkinson will step into the plate. In the bottom of the 9th, 2 outs for the Tigers.
So balls are the second baseman in the pitch.
All right.
So it'll be interesting.
He's batted,
You know, obviously they're not making a
so far.
substitution; they're just making
For
a
Liberty
position
Center
change.
game, anything
See if
Atkinson so
what
far.
happens with Wauseon when they come up to bat if they make any substitutions.
Prior time with that.
Here's the pitch. First pitch catches the outside corner for strike 1 to Atkinson.
First pitch is strike from Balser, and runner still at first base with 2 out.
Runner still at first with 2 outs.
The order on deck for Liberty Center. Balser delivers.
Here's the pitch.
Right.
Same pitch, same spot, same result. 0-2 the count to Atkinson.
2 quick strikes to Heath Atkinson.
Atkinson awaits the 0-2.
2-strike pitch.
Balser the pitch. Atkinson pops it up, out of play.
Atkinson stays alive.
Down the first base line, and Atkinson will stay alive.
Atkinson pitched some earlier in the week. Don't know if he's on a pitch count here.
No, I've got 64 pitches since he's been involved. So
Okay.
that varies, depending on how many innings he had gone.
So 0-2 remains the count here to
I don't think
Atkinson.
he threw very many pitches.
Here's the pitch.
Here's the pitch.
Outside, just missed it off the plate for ball 1.
That was a good eye by Heath because I don't think there's any way he was going to be able to reach that far out and get a hold of that ball.
So he may be able to go the full 125 at least.
So here comes the pitch from Balser. That one gets away from the catcher way outside, and Vickers is going to move up to second base, and the count goes to 2-2.
Scoring position. And the count 2-2.
So a chance for the Tigers if Atkinson can find his way on to give Aiden Talent a chance. And Talent we've seen with a single here already tonight and a couple of hard hit balls. So we'll see what happens. 2-2 the count. 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Tigers got a runner on second base. Atkinson the batter. Balser the pitcher. He comes set. He'll throw. Swing and a miss by Atkinson. And that is how the bottom of the 9th inning will come to an end here at B.A. Miller Field. And we're going into the top of the 10th as 2, 3, 4 come up for the Wauseon Indians.
Baseball.
Wow.
And it's still
Yeah,
no
definitely.
score
I almost think we need to invoke
Coverage
the
brought to you by Esto Chevrolet.
It's
Canada.
extra innings.
They don't do that
use
anymore.
in Major League
Iron Workers
and
Local
start
55.
getting from
And don't forget,
runner on second.
there's
They don't
still
do that anymore, huh?
Thirsty Thursday
I guess
drink
not.
specials going on
Crazy.
over at the
How about
Napoleon Main Stop.
So we're going into the 10th.
And
Guys, we got some extra baseball here
Thirsty Thursday drink from Main Stop. The best
on a
stop
cool
is
Thursday
Main
evening,
Stop.
which started as a beautiful evening and has drastically gotten a little
Another
cooler.
inning here in the 10th.
But we're going to go to the 10th here from B.A. Miller Field. Most games probably around the area are already finished up, guys. Not here.
Yeah, the fans, that started the game out. Everybody kind of had short sleeves on and whatnot, and now you're starting to see some fans wrapped up in coats and blankets and, with their hands in their pockets trying to stay warm. It's definitely the weather has changed since we've been here.
One thing we haven't seen tonight, Zeb, is we haven't seen either of these teams be able to put together any momentum type plays. We've seen one hit or nothing continuous, nothing to build off of the other. And that's what we've seen, the pitching dominance here tonight. Neither team has really been able to get a hold of anything to get those, couple of hits in a row. We saw that on Monday, Swan was able to get a couple of hits in a row and rally to come from behind and beat our Tigers. So, both teams just trying to find some momentum hits, momentum plays to string together to get a run across.
You're very accurate in that. You think back to the first inning, the bottom of the first inning, the Tigers had base runners in scoring position on second and third. The Liberty Center has not put a lot of base runners on here the last 3 or 4 innings. It's really dried up for the Tigers. And Wauseon seems like maybe they've put a few more runners on here recently. Like maybe they're starting to find their groove a little bit. But
and a ground ball sharply
First pitch of the
hit
inning.
right
Ground ball right to Cruz. He scoops it up and throws it over for the first out of the inning. And Albright with a ground out to the second baseman. Cruz, again, perfect alignment defensively, finds his way to the first out of the inning.
Yeah, if there was ever, you look up in the dictionary, how do you feel a ground ball at second base?
Thomas has
That
had
was
a
the
good
picture
day
right
for
there.
the Indians.
What Landon Cruz just did for the Tigers. And now he's shifting a little bit more back over toward
Near the
second
warning track
base.
there in left field.
We've seen Mason Thomas hit it hard twice to the pull field, so that's a good call there for Cruz to move over. I think that's a good heads up call.
Atkinson.
So the first pitch of the at bat, Atkinson paints the outside corner for strike one.
Good place to keep it against Mason.
You know, against Thomas, I would try to stay as outside as you can. Like I said, he's hit 2 hard hit balls to the pull field. If you can get him maybe off the end of the bat, to get a soft one off the end.
With a line.
Here's the pitch. Atkinson got him guessing. Strike 2 called. 0-2 goes the count to Thomas.
This is where you don't want
You know, Heath has just been really impressive coming in tonight in this relief effort. I think he's probably sitting around 70 pitches or so right now.
6 coming in.
68.
Fouling away, Mason Thomas.
What a stay away, a way to stay alive there by Thomas, just to foul that one off and get a piece. 0-2 stays the count to him.
Yeah.
You had to give it a strike. You had to swing out.
1-2.
So Atkinson now set.
One out.
He's ahead 0-2. One out here in the top of the 10th.
No score.
Atkinson, curveball. Thomas got a hold of it, but he was way ahead of it, and it'll go foul on a play. Just as we talked about, try to stay away from him. Atkinson went inside with the curveball, and he turned on it, but turned on it foul.
He just taught himself a lesson. I'm going to bet. I'm going to guess an out.
All right.
So here's another 0-2 pitch now to Thomas. Atkinson was set, delivered. Curveball, fouled back straight out of play.
Mason Thomas hangs in at 0-2.
As good as a game as it gets here in the area. Only about 7 combined hits between the two teams. A couple of doubles, a couple of singles. We've seen some soft pop-ups, a great pitcher's duel. We saw Mikael Schneider go 8 2/3 innings for the Indians. Atkinson came in and relieved Weaver. Thomas did a nice job to get out of the way of that one.
I'll tell you what, if I'm
I'm
Coach Thomas at Wauseon, there's going to be a after the game coaching conversation about take that pitch, get hit by it, get on base.
Yeah, that was when you said, wear it.
Yeah, that's
One
that would hit
around
him,
left and deep for Mason Thomas, who has some power.
lower oblique, down around the waist. Go ahead, just take that.
Strikes. Atkinson.
Here's the 1-2 pitch from Atkinson. Curveball. Great piece of hitting there by Thomas. He waited on the curveball and threw the barrel at it and was able to connect on it for his 3rd hit of the ball game.
He's hitting 538.
Yeah, that was.
There's a reason why he hits over 500s, but
Yeah,
we've seen it here tonight.
He worked hard for that.
What Mr. Click just said, he's. I think the exact number was 538 coming down there from the other end of the table here. He's obviously there's that's why he's batting 3rd in their lineup.
Is he going to be on the move? Here is Caden Clymer.
He's going to get the end of the season recognition probably that he's earning right now.
The pitch.
Clymer now will step into the plate.
Nice stop by Zach.
Good stop there by Weaver. Clymer has popped out,
On the move to second.
grounded out to second a few times, and has walked tonight.
Pitch low in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes.
1-0 the count here.
The Indians, top of the 10th.
Top of the 10th inning.
Thomas getting his lead.
Big lead there from Thomas.
Check swing, did he go around?
Check swing. No appeal as of now.
No, that was
He was 2-0 the count goes.
I thought he was going to pull the trigger on with that right arm. But
Maybe it's just me. My
Two and
instant
oh.
reaction would have been to point.
right.
Thomas is getting a pretty good lead on there.
Thomas is getting a nice lead over there at second base. We haven't seen that too often.
Leading.
There's the pitch, fouled straight back out of play. 2-1 the count to Clymer.
Right back at him.
Yeah, Thomas has had a pretty solid lead over there. As you mentioned,
The green
Zeb,
light.
not
On
much
deck is
lead
Braylon
there for
Miller.
Wauseon with our left-handed pitchers, but Thomas has done a nice job mixing up his lead. He's got a good lead over there. If we see a single, he might be able to go first to third.
Hold the ball. Thomas kind of bouncing around out
Well,
there.
again, it's
There's a
at
pitch
this point,
just off the edge, and it's 3-1.
coaches and players, maybe in the back of their mind,
would give
whether
the
they do it
Indians
consciously or
a runner at second base.
subconsciously start thinking about
But
being
Keith
aggressive.
Atkinson,
Make something happen.
battle back here with a
They're not
3-1
waiting for the
count.
game to come to them.
Ooh, way inside.
There's the 3-1 pitch, a curveball, missed inside, and Clymer draws the one-out walk. So now a runner's on second and third, and that'll bring up Braylon Miller.
A breathing room here, a little bit of a spurt in the 10th.
It is Mason Thomas, the runner at second. Caden Clymer, the runner at first. And Braylon Miller will step in. He has walked, struck out twice, and flown out to Eatontown.
Between second and first as Landon Cruz is pulled over, way over by the bag.
So big gap there in between first and second base. First pitch
a little high for ball one.
just misses out of the zone for ball one.
Liberty Center. Outfield.
Mikhail Schneider will be on deck for the Indians.
I'm sure Wauseon would send a runner on a hit, and there would be a play at the plate.
Good lead at second base.
1 ball, no strikes.
Good secondary lead at second base. Swing and a miss on the curveball that actually say was foul. Tipped into the glove of Weaver. 1-1 the count goes. Now to number 22, the third baseman. It's Braylon Miller.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Atkinson will set the 1-1 pitch on the way. Curveball, ground ball to the shortstop Stutz. He'll pitch over to second base to Cruz. Cruz on the turn, and a double play is turned for the Tigers in the top of the 10th. What a huge play, and a great defensive spark there for the Tigers. We talked about momentum plays then. Maybe that's the one the Tigers needed to turn it on, as they're going to have 1, 2, 3 coming up in the bottom of the 10th. What a double play ball there by the Tigers.
Yeah, that was, wow. I mean,
picture perfect.
6-4-3. 6-4-3.
They
Turban for 2. Wow, you can't draw it up any better than that.
Hey, while we got a chance, do you want to read off our sponsors to all the listeners here as we go in between the 10th?
I can, all right. So, our 2020-2024 Sports Life sponsors include KK Collision, a leader in the auto industry, auto repair industry that has been servicing Northwestern Ohio's auto needs for over 27 years. Meyer Baden Hop Insurance since 1933. Northwest Ohio has been the home of Meyer Baden Hop Insurance. STM Design, your home for custom screen printing and embroidery. Affinity IT Group, cybersecurity, managed services for your company's remaining computer needs. 3-Chord, sign it, sew it, screen it, promote it. Davis Farm Services is a family-owned coffee business here in Northwest Ohio, serving our farmers for over 50 years. Swan Welding has been providing their customers with the highest quality services in metal fabrication and welding needs since 1956.
Center comes to bat.
Cam and Dick Leatherman.
Top of the order.
He's No's Pizza here in Liberty Center. Great family restaurant serving up delicious pizza, subs, wings, salads, and a wide variety of appetizers. Right on East Street in Tigertown. General Grain Center, farmer-owned cooperative with 9 locations here in Northwest Ohio. Colgate Metal Fab, a 1,400 square foot fabrication area. Colgate Metal Fab is your shop for metal fabrication.
The second
And Sattler Meats, from our farm to your table. 734 South Perry Street there in Napoleon, across from the fairgrounds.
Okay.
All
We
right.
thank all those sponsors.
All right.
You know, what they're able to do is we're trying to promote the high school athletes here at Liberty Center, and they mean so much to this operation, and us just being able to, you know, get the spotlight on these Liberty
It's a
Center
fastball for a strike.
As Cooper Balzer will stand in for another inning of work for the Indians, as Aiden Talent will step in. He takes first pitch fastball for a strike. Bottom of the 10th inning here at B.A. Miller Field. Top of the order for the Tigers. Fastball misses outside.
We've been playing this game now for about 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, so this is going to be a marathon here.
And again, this is a character building win for either one of these teams. Is able to find a way. Here's the pitch. Strike called. And that'll take the count to 1-2 on the senior center fielder, number 3, Aiden Talent.
The thing you got to feel good about here for the Tigers is, you mentioned Aiden Talent. You know, this is the top of the lineup for Liberty Center. So if they're going to do something, you know, maybe this is the spot to get it done with their 1, 2, 3 hitter.
Yeah, and their middle part of the order has been effective as well. 4, 5, 6 has done a nice job too. So, I mean, the Tigers are in good shape here to find a way to get a run across, but it's been a pitching-dominated performance by both of these teams. Here comes the 2-2. Talent gets a hold of one. It's got a chance to drop, finding a gap out there. Both guys going for the play, but it is caught there by the right fielder, Xavier Martinez, with a great catch, and what was kind of a scary-looking play there as Allsetter was full speed on the move. Talent got a hold of one, but a good defensive play there for out number 1 here in the 10th.
Yeah, there was almost a collision out there in the right center, and you got to wonder, were they communicating with each other, or were they, were they only worried about?
Gosh, that was so scary.
Yeah, I'm going to make a play myself. But,
Here's Landon Amstutz up at the plate.
Martinez
First
came up
pitch wide. Might have been a breaking ball there.
First pitch was low and outside Amstutz. 1-0 the count. That's scary. So here comes the 1-0 pitch. Outside corner called for a strike on the fastball. 1-1 goes the count to the senior shortstop, Landon Amstutz. He has singled, popped out twice, and walked here tonight. That one is low and away in the dirt. 2-1 goes the count. You know, we've seen Cruz hit the ball pretty well tonight, so if Amstutz gets on, maybe a possibility of a hit and run. I mean, I like the hit and run in that situation. Again, with a good hitter like Cruz up, never know, but it's a good chance to kind of maybe get some things in motion. 2-1 pitch, outside, 3-1 the count now to Amstutz. Just some things that run through your mind as a coach. What can I maybe do to try to put Wauseon in a situation to make an error, which, by the way, we have not seen one of those here tonight. Amstutz takes a big rip at the 3-1. It's a high pop-up to the center fielder. Allstetter comes in, makes the call, and makes the grab for out number 2 here in the 9th, or in the 10th.
Phil, if you're coaching plan or if you're a Tiger fan, in the back of your mind, you got to be wondering, wow, here Xander Zeider,
right. 2
broken
outs,
hand.
nobody on.
If he had been able to be somewhere in this lineup tonight with his power and his ability to swing the bat, would that make the difference for the Tigers, or is Wauseon just playing that well? From what I understand, I think
on deck.
they're saying Xander's got maybe 2 more weeks, and maybe get cleared by the doctors to come back after that broken hand, but he's definitely, being missed tonight just with his ability to swing the bat.
79 according to my.
The pitch there to Cruz, low and outside, 1-1. Cruz offered at the first pitch, fouled it straight back out of play. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 10th.
Nobody has scored.
No score here still from B.A. Miller Field. Only 7 hits in the ball game. No errors by both teams. It has been a defensive showing by both squads. 1-1 the count to Cruz. Cruz takes fastball, strike 2 on the outside corner.
2-2.
At what point does visibility become an issue, Zed? No lights here?
No lights. Obviously, the decision maker on that is, sitting here to our right.
Mark just texted me.
Balls are ready.
And strike 3 called on the outside corner. Gets Landon Cruz looking. And that is how inning number 10 has come to an end. And we will go to inning number 11 here at B.A. Miller Field with Wauseon coming to bat.
We're headed to the 11th inning.
We're going to inning number 11, guys. We're getting all kinds of free baseball. We've almost gotten 2 baseball games played here in 1 today.
Almost got 2 games. And, again, I'll go back to this. Coming into this game tonight, Wauseon has scored 51 runs so far this season and given up 62. So in their combined 7 games, they're 2-5. In their combined 7 games, 113 total runs have been scored. Liberty Center coming into tonight had scored 19 runs and had only given up 23. 6 games, looking at, do my quick public kid math here. 42 runs in 6 games. So, Liberty Center, again, used to these low-scoring, defensive-heavy games. Wauseon has scored a lot of runs this year. They've given up a lot of runs this year. This is definitely an anomaly for the way that they play baseball so far this season.
Ball to end the inning.
Yeah, let's revisit the last inning how it ended. The Tigers with a beautiful 6-4-3 double play to end the inning, but they're unable to get anything going with the bats. Boom Boom, while you're on the phone over there with Kaplan, ask him if we're getting paid any overtime today for the 2 games in 1 day. No, I'm just joking.
I'm gonna go ahead and answer that.
I would do it happily for nothing every day of the week.
Check Wauseon. Dave, where are they at in the order?
We're bringing up to 6, 7.
So it'll be 6, 7, 8 for Wauseon. It'll be Mikhail Snyder, Thad Reckner, and Max Russell to bat for the Indians. The first pitch of the at-bat for Atkinson is ball 1 outside. 1-0 the count here to start the 11th.
And I'll tell you who you really got to feel bad for. Those Wauseon softball players. Been sitting down here in the bleachers. They've been done for
Well
an
over
hour.
an hour.
An hour, well over an hour. And they're just all kind of sitting here and, you know, hey, when do we get to go home? And,
Play gets a rally in
you know,
this game.
young ladies, you know, they played their game.
Scoreboards
You know,
run out of lights for zeros.
they're ready to
Up
go,
there.
but,
Nine
you know,
innings
we're still
worth
playing
up
this
there,
baseball
but
game.
we know we're in the 11th. Swing and a
Fastball,
miss.
swing and a miss on the
Snyder
outside
going
part of
for
the
that
plate.
pitch.
2-1 goes the count to him.
Curious how the
Lots of zeros on the board over there, Zeb. All you need is one at this point. Snyder yanks it down the third base line. Foul ball.
Although the clouds have kind of stayed about this
2-2 the count.
darkness level for a while. Softball game
Yeah,
finished
you
a
wonder,
long time
I mean,
ago.
yeah,
It was
you know,
Wauseon winners 6-5
what happens here? I
over
mean,
Liberty
if
Center.
this goes, you know, another half hour or so, you know, you mentioned visibility. I mean, it's going to be, you know,
There's a ball hit toward third.
Question
Smith
of,
scoops it up by the bag.
safety.
Fires over, long stretch. Did he get him?
Oh, ground ball was hit to the third baseman, Smith. Smith's throw over to first base, and Kreinbrink was drawn off the bag on the stretch.
yeah, I mean, that
And that'll
was
keep him safe at first base.
a tremendous, you know, effort by Kreinbrink to stretch out as far as he could. It just, you know, if you get pulled off by, you know, a centimeter, you're off. But you know, he did make a great effort over there.
Thad Reckner will step in now.
So
He
here we
has
got-
a single on the day.
We got Reckner, the catcher, is up, and you got to think, you know, again, fatigue factor. You know, he's caught 10 innings, up and down in that squat position, up and down in that squat position. And, you know, at what point is, you know, do they have to look at maybe even substituting their catcher if you're Wauseon or, you know, I guess the Liberty Center is on their second catcher tonight, but if you're Wauseon, at what point do you start thinking about
He is definitely flexible.
Here comes the sacrifice bunt attempt right back to Atkinson. Atkinson will turn, and he'll get the out at first base. All right, it's smart play there by Atkinson to get the out, but I thought he had a chance to go to second if there was anybody there. However, heads up play there by Atkinson just to get an out. One out here in the 11th.
Get it out in that position. Runners going to second. Get it out. You know, put something on that scoreboard in that column for this inning, and you know, be satisfied with that. I think, that would have been a long throw for him to go from halfway to home plate to turn around and make that throw to second.
Well, and I think maybe in a game that wasn't such a pitcher's duel, you could say, go ahead, but a swing and a miss there and a ball in the dirt, and that'll move the runner over to third base. So now the infield will come in for the Tigers with a runner at first base and one out, 0-1 the count.
And if you remember the first time that Russell was up, remember he was a substitution for Wise. He hit a couple just, you know, missiles off the end of that bat that were foul balls. He's not afraid to swing the bat whatsoever.
Do you squeeze bunt here? It's something that you have to put in. You know, we saw Wauseon earlier try to bunt home a run. It was maybe not a squeeze play, but do you throw that out of potential here as Atkinson is going to have his back turned here to the third base runner? So something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, and maybe even, you know, more of a concern with
drive
that.
up the middle and through for
And a line drive up the middle for a base hit for Max Russell. And a pinch hitter that came in the 10th, he makes it count in the 11th, and a base hit scores the run across, and Wauseon takes the 1-0 lead here in the 11th. So big single there from Max Russell. Did exactly what he needed to do with it, fought it off, and drove it up the middle for an RBI single, and Wauseon is on the board 1-0.
Back to just discussing baseball with that, you know, squeeze play with Atkinson. You know, he's got to feel that, and then he's got to turn 270 degrees to make that throw to first, where, you know, obviously a right-handed pitcher can field that, you know, and only have to turn 90 degrees, can make that throw a lot quicker after they look back the runner at third. So it would have made sense. I totally understand what you're doing specifically. with a left-handed pitcher.
At first base. Wauseon
Yeah, I just think it's kind of fun to talk about those things as a coach. Those things as a coach, they go through your mind. So here's a ground ball to the second baseman, Cruz. He'll flip to Amstutz at short. Amstutz on the run throw, but a very speedy runner over there in Xavier Martinez. But still looked pretty good there on the transfer, and the form there by Amstutz on the throw still made it close, but Martinez with good speed able to beat it up.
Yeah, and the thing with that, not to take anything away from Martinez, he's a fast athlete. There's a reason he plays in right field, but that ball wasn't hit with a lot of velocity, so it took a long time for that ball to get to the fielder, and therefore a long time to try to attempt to turn that double play.
Well, I think Cruz did a nice job too because, like you said, it was a slow hitter. If you take your time on that, you make that a closer play at second base. I thought he did a nice job to get it out of the glove quickly to Amstutz for no question about that.
Keep a second, scoring position opportunity out of the situation here for Wauseon.
So Atkinson sets the 0-1 pitch, breaking ball, left it high, 1-1 the count. Allstetter, he's walked, flied out, grounded out to the first baseman, and struck out here tonight. Lots of at-bats for both of these teams here tonight. 1-0, Wauseon leads it here in the top of the 11th inning. And now a bunt attempt, he'll pull it back, snap throw down to first base, and he'll be safe. And once again, the bag pops right out of there.
So they're going to bring the trowel out again and shovel crushed brick and diamond dust out of that hole. And I almost wonder if it's not sitting. I almost wonder if they need to look at the female end on the base and make sure that there's not dirt jammed up underneath there too.
Yeah, I think maybe dig it deeper if it's possible. I know those are tough ones, but nevertheless, 1-1 stays the count. I like the snap throw idea there by Weaver. Had a chance to get him. Kreinbrink, a very good first base. Allstetter now awaits the 2-1 count. There's the pitch. Pop fly right to Bainfeld, the right fielder. Shallow. Bainfeld comes in and makes the catch. And that is how the 11th inning will come to an end. But nevertheless, Wauseon able to finally break through and get that run across. Then we'll go to the bottom of the 11th as the Tigers will have one last chance to find their way to extend the game. Tigers will have 4, 5, and 6 coming up. It'll be Brooks Bainfeld, Caden Kreinbrink, and Zach Weaver. It'll be Cooper Balzer coming back up to the mound for his second full inning of work here for the Indians. We've seen Brook make some good contact here today. He's had a couple of pop-outs, but he's made some strong contact. We've seen Kreinbrink with a single and a pop-up, and we've seen Zach Weaver with a double and a couple hard-hit balls. So the Tigers have had some hard-hit balls in this part of the order. We'll see if they can find a way to make some noise. We are in the bottom of the 11th inning, almost 2 full games here tonight, boys.
Yeah,
getting our work in.
We've crossed over, it's after 8 o'clock now. We've crossed over the 3-hour mark on this game.
Hey, tell him he can get me ice cream. We'll call it even. So
I don't even know if you can get an ice cream for $1 in this economy.
No, it's all right. I'll pay extra for the great people up there at Tiger Den. Macy Chamberlain hit 3 home runs tonight in Evergreen's 12-2 win over Delta in the softball action. Macy Chamberlain, a Penn State commit, adds 3 more home runs to her career total, and she is just fantastic.
Yeah, she's a tremendous player.
All right, so the Tigers' last gasp of air right here in the bottom of the 11th inning. It'll be Balzer on the mound for the Indians. Bainfeld up to the plate for the Tigers. Bainfeld takes the first pitch, fastball, strike 1. Now if you're the Tigers, you need more than just you. Got to try to get a run across. Schneider again, 8 2/3 innings of work for the Wauseon Indians tonight. Great piece of pitching there for both of these two young men, as Balzer's come in and done a pretty nice job as well.
Yeah, absolutely. He's done a tremendous job for the Indians.
So Wauseon was able to get one across in the 11th. One and one the count here to Bainfeld. You know, this is a coaching strategy. This is a coaching strategy, in my opinion. Do they have an earpiece for their pitch count? Is that for their pitch calls? Is that what he just gave him?
Yeah, I wonder.
Did he just give him an earpiece? For
Yeah,
the
I
pitch
wonder
count?
if they've got if they
That is what it is.
have
He has- yeah.
electronic communication and the battery ran out on the earpiece.
That's exactly what happened. They have an earpiece in for balls and or for pitch calls, and he must have needed a replacement.
Yeah.
Wow, you don't see that very often. I mean, the sun is definitely going down here at B.A. Miller Field. Here's the 1-1 to Bainfeld. Outside, 2-1 the count. So good hitters count for Bainfeld if he's able to get a hold of one. 2-1 the count. Bainfeld awaits the pitch. He takes a big rip at it and misses. 2-2 goes the count.
Yeah, he wanted all of that one.
You know, I don't mind that swing on a 2-1. Good hitters count. I don't mind a big swing. Now you got to bear down and 2-strike swing it here if you're Bainfeld. 2-2 the count. There he gets a hold of one down the third base line. This might be a two-bagger for Bainfeld. Good job there by the left fielder to cut it off. Bainfeld makes the turn and stands up double for Brooks Bainfeld. And Liberty Center gets their leadoff guy on with a big double from Brooks Bainfeld. Just as we talked about, he shortened that swing up on the 2 strikes and was able to fight it off into left field for a two-bagger.
That was a tremendous piece of hitting by Bainfeld. Had 2 strikes on him. Rips one right up the left field line. Runner in scoring position now with no outs. Caden Kreinbrink up to bat.
And Bainfeld, he did not barrel that ball. He did not hit it super hard, but, man, you talked about him earlier in the game with his strength. He was able to pretty much just muscle that ball off the handle of the bat for a double down the third base line. Big spot for Kreinbrink. Nobody out, runner on second base here in the bottom of the 11th for the Tigers. Here's the pitch. Far outside, 1-0 the count now to Kreinbrink. Again, this is where the catcher has to be very crucial, Zeb. A pass ball could put a runner at third base and open up a big opportunity for the Tigers.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I was just saying, Reckner has caught this entire game. And, at what point does fatigue start to set in on him where he's not as quick behind the plate as he was?
That was a great pitch from Cooper Balzer. Kreinbrink had to lay off. That one's in the dirt, 2-1 the count. But, you mentioned the catcher, Thad Reckner. He has had a great ball game. He has caught the whole game, like you said, and we haven't seen many pass balls. He's done some yeoman's work back there. Both teams, catchers and pitchers, have been great tonight. Kreinbrink stands in, 2-1 the count. He swings, rips one down the first base line, but it's foul. And, man, he took a rip at that one on the 2-1 pitch, but just foul down the line, and the count goes to 2-2 with nobody out here in the bottom of the 11th. Bainfeld with a good lead there at second base. Not really anybody holding him on. There's the pitch. Kreinbrink pops it up, a shallow fly ball. And taken there by the left fielder, and that was Cale Albright. So a good job there by Thomas, who went after it. Then he heard the call and just kind of bailed and dove out of the way for out number 1 here in the 11th. And that'll bring up Zach Weaver for the Tigers. If you're Zach, you got to take a smooth swing here. I know he has home run capability, but if he goes up with that mentality, he could get himself into trouble. So a nice, easy base hit does the job. Brooks Bainfeld, not super fast, but runs the bases well for the Tigers. Base hits could score him. Here's the first pitch. Weaver gets a hold of it, but he fouls it out of play down the first base line. That was just off the end of the bat. He was a little early on that one. 0-1 the count to Weaver.
Yeah, Balzer's not a he's not going to throw with a ton of juice, but he's done a tremendous job coming in here tonight in relief, and just been under control this whole time he's been in there pitching.
Well, not only talking about coming in relief, but he came in relief for 8 2/3 inning of scoreless baseball. I mean, that's a lot of pressure on your shoulders for a young man, and he has really answered the bell well. 1-1 the count to Weaver. Bainfeld takes another step. Weaver takes all the way inside.